Hey folks, this is the Southwest Prepper with the Southwest Prepper Group. I hope this video finds you well today. I had some very good questions or comments on how would you cook or go about cooking in a grid down scenario. Very good questions. This pertains mainly to the urban and city folks because a lot of us, I'm not us, a lot of the people who live off grid have a pretty good idea of how they cook, or they're already, they got gas, propane, stuff like that. But for us folks here in the city, we rely on electricity, we rely on gas. So what I have here is a alcohol stove set up inside of a sterno stove, folding stove, and those can be found just about anywhere, folks. Alcohol stoves, I would say, are a very essential item for prepping or emergency preparedness. Great for backpacking, hiking, if you want to boil up some water or have to cook up a light meal. In a pinch, all you need is some denatured alcohol, or was it 90%? I believe it's 90% isopropyl alcohol. That'll work also. They're very cheap. I think they cost about $20. Like I said, you can find them just about anywhere. They're very simple. They're reliable. You get about 20 minutes of cook time out of them. It takes about 5 to 6 minutes with one of these to boil up some water. And very efficient. This one's a Trianja. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that. Nothing specific. You don't have to buy that specific model. They have them all over Amazon. Check them out. I think even Walmart sells them now. Very lightweight. The only requirements is you have some type of alcohol fuel. Like I said, denatured alcohol, even Everclear or grain alcohol, almost pure. At least a 90% isopropyl alcohol. And you can even use that gas line antifreeze heat. It's a yellow bottle or a red bottle. That stuff works pretty good. Be careful. It's a lot of the stuff is toxic. So definitely be aware of that. And you can cook with those indoors. Be wary of the fumes. I would have a door or window open or something like that. Next here is the rocket stove. Those are awesome. I found this one off of Craigslist. You can find these just about anywhere locally. Check locally. A lot of guys are building these, welding these together and selling them locally on your Let It Go type apps, Craigslist type stuff. Even check your classifieds. I think I paid like $60 for this one, and I wanted another one, so I called them back up and traded them a box of ammo for another one. Very efficient, folks. Very little fuel. The fuel you're looking at is basically twigs. Paper, you could burn paper, bark. Very little fuel, folks. High temperatures, very efficient. You can cook a meal off of one of these easily. Very high temperatures, folks. And like I mentioned, you only need some twigs or some sticks to cook off of one of these. So I suggest you have a nice pile of firewood. I've gone through this before in the previous videos. I say firewood is a very essential item to have on hand, even in the city. You can find a load of firewood on those guys sell it on the side of the road in a truckload of it, or you can find it again on your classifieds, a whole cord of it for maybe a couple $100 depending on what type of wood you're looking for. But definitely, folks, have some firewood, even maybe a couple little bags of firewood you could get at the big box stores. Just have it in the garage tucked away so you do have some fuel just in case. And again, it doesn't need a whole lot, little tiny sticks. And I forgot to mention, I skipped over that whole fat wood thing I was showing off there in the beginning. Fat wood is that resinous wood, and I use it in all my fires to start my fires. It's really shiny, really waxy. It burns, it lights up when it's wet. I say that's an essential item to have in your bug out gear or your prepper pantry. Have some fat wood around. You can harvest it yourself from dead pine trees, or you can buy some from the stores, big box stores. It's basically fat wood is what it's called. And here, if you guys ever seen a stove oven sitting on the side of the road with the grates on it, stop, pull over, and get those grates. Oven grates are awesome, folks. They allow you to cook just about anywhere off of anything. It's highly overlooked. If any of you have had a campfire in the backyard, you realized if you want to cook off of it, you're going to have to do some pretty interesting setup to cook. So basically what I'm saying is if you get just one of these oven grates and you set it down and you build a fire off of it, you can cook. You could set one of these on your stove, you could set it on your rocket stove and cook off of it. You could put it in your fireplace and cook off of it. So just a quick tip. Pick up a stove grate. And here next I have my little wood mass heater. I believe it's stainless steel. Sorry about the filming here. We get a little jittery. I believe it's a stainless steel. I found this also locally on a classified. I like checking out the classifieds because a lot of welders around here, like especially right now, they're doing a lot of side projects and selling them. And this little wood stove I picked up for about $150, and it's awesome. It's pretty lightweight. It's very portable, and again, it doesn't need a lot of fuel also for that size. And you guys, if you don't have one of these lighters with the hemp wick dipped in beeswax on it, that's a must-have, folks. I light all my fires with it. And it was a little breezy out here today, and those things work awesome. So all it is just a little hemp twine dipped in beeswax, and I wrapped it around my lighter. Got about 10 feet. Well, I had about 10 feet. And that also is a must-have, I would say. Cost a couple dollars. Nothing expensive. You can even make your own if you have some hemp line at the Hobby Lobbies and all those hobby shops, and just dip it in some beeswax, and there you go. Put it in your bug out bag. Definitely have some in your prepper pantry. And back to the wood stove. Again, not a lot of fuel. Very high temperatures, folks. Very high temperatures. I've taken this thing camping. You could set it up in a tent. It's got a little exhaust up here, and you could vent it out. This thing gets very hot. Be careful if you got pets or kids, but you could also cook off of this bad boy. So definitely keep on the lookout. Check your classifieds and look for rocket stoves or little wood stoves, portable stuff. It's going to make life a lot easier, folks. So when the grid goes down for whatever reason, you have a way to cook. So all you need is some fuel. Like I said, the alcohol stove, just have some alcohol, or one of the things that I listed there earlier. The rocket stove, you just need a little bit of firewood, some twigs. And the wood stove, all you need is some firewood or some twigs. And oops, sorry about that, I almost dropped the camera. I'm going to go ahead and get out my little temperature gauge here. And for the life of me, I don't know why I cannot get it out of Celsius mode. I cannot get it into Fahrenheit mode. I've reset it, changed the batteries, looked at the manual, the whole thing. I just got a Canadian version or something. I don't know. But what you'll see here in a couple minutes is the temperatures on all three of these stoves, basically. The alcohol stove, like I said, you're going to get about 20 minutes cook time off of that every time. You're going to have to refill it. So 20 minutes cook time. And that one was in the 200 degrees Celsius range. The rocket stove here with the wood in it, that one was easily into, I think, what did we get? Let's hold on here a sec. Try to get a good view. The sun's in my face and it's hard to shoot. Yeah, we're looking at about 200 to 250 degrees Celsius. And the wood stove, that one gets pretty darn hot there. Yeah, 1200. I'm sorry, not 1200. 150 degrees Celsius, and that's on the low end. I just started that up. And this one's about close to 200 degrees. Up at the top there, the water's about 160. So about 200 and 250 degrees Celsius. And again, down there on the alcohol stove, about 150 to 160 degrees, and it's already starting to lose some of its fuel, some of its heat. So folks, I hope to get you guys motivated, squared away, and thinking about, if the power goes out, how am I going to cook my food? So again, not very expensive items. Alcohol stove, under 20 bucks. The Sterno folding stove, 15 bucks. Rocket stove, 50 to 100, and the wood stove, locally 100 to 200 bucks. All right, folks. This is the Southwest Prepper with the Southwest Prepper Group. Love and light from New Mexico.